In case of nuclear attack, you want to get as low as possible and take shelter at the very core of a building, far from...
Oh, I didn't even think of that shit. Bro, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I didn't even think of that. There's probably going to be some higher power that just probably nukes everything because that just gets rid of all the... Bro, I didn't even think of that.
Doors and windows.
Now I'm even more prepared than I already was.
However, in a zombie apocalypse, it pays to have the high ground. So you'll enter the nearest high rise and make your way up as far as you can go. Power will soon fail, and with it, the elevators, which means you'll have to climb dozens of flights of stairs to get up high.
That's fine.
But that also means a zombie will too. Barricading every door you come across, any zombie or hostile group of survivors would have to cross a gauntlet of blocked doors to get to you. And being that high up will help you avoid the attention of both zombies and marauding looters, who might arise with the collapse of civilization. Every office tower in America is going to be stocked with food and water, so you're set to ride out at least a week, maybe 2, as you wait for the events to unfold below you.
Smart!
Maybe this is only a local event, and the military will soon respond to contain the situation, or at least fly out survivors. Just in case, you make sure to get to the roof of the building and make it clear to any airplanes and helicopters that survivors are inside. It's relatively easy to set up a big SOS, using brightly colored objects looted from amongst the upper floors. Like an ancient king watching a siege of his castle from the tower, you spend the day waiting and watching as the city below you comes apart at the seams.
Fuck that.
Day 3. As predicted, not a single zombie even attempted to make the climb.
Alright, chat, throughout the video I'm going to be asking you guys questions just because I'm curious. Zombie apocalypse goes off. Let's say you're at work. You can't get back home. And you're already in a safe spot. Are you guys chilling in the safe spot, or do you have to link with family or friends? Are you taking the chance to link with family and friends, or are you staying put 10 toes down? Like, are you taking that? Are you going to go try to get with the guys, or maybe your parents, or your sisters, or your brother? Or are you just going 10 toes down and hoping, like, it just passes? No, but it's only day 1. You can't end it all on day 1, dude. You can't end it all on day 1. All right, Danny, I'm ready. I got an answer, man. Guys, be ready, too. You never know what debate night topics are going to come up, and people are going to be in the Discord, and you got to make sure you're ready, okay? If there's only one man left, am I tapping? No. Definitely not, and not for any reason because I'm, like, you know what I'm saying, trying to be whatever, or I'm not being homophobic. I just don't think that's where I'm at when there's just me and one other dude left. I think we would be homies and enemies all at the same time, but I don't think I'm clapping. I don't think I'm hitting cheeks.
Temporary shelter. Why would they when the streets are still swimming with poorly prepared survivors trying to make a run for it, or hiding out in bad street-level shelters? By now, it's become obvious that this is not a local event. This is it, the zombie apocalypse and the end of the world. There's been no response from the military, and before the electricity died and your phone with it, the last thing you heard on social media was that the president had declared a state of emergency.
Oh my god, phones would fucking...
and taken shelter in an emergency bunker. The reason for no military response is because military bases were as overrun with the Walking Dead as any city. Some areas have been made secure, but there's still far too much chaos to coordinate anything more than local defense. It'll be weeks, maybe even months, before there's any major attempt to lift zombie sieges of the big cities.
But once your phone dies, that's it!
If it ever happens at all. There's tens of millions of the undead, and their ranks grow with every freshly slain human. You take stock of your food and water. Before the power went out, you filled up every sink, pitcher, container, even the toilets that you could find with fresh drinking water. You need water far more than you need food, though thankfully your food supply is pretty robust.
Very true.
Every office tower in America has multiple small kitchens, snack bars, and most even have restaurants.
Oh my god, Sappy,
For the moment, food and water won't be your problem, but you can't stay here forever. Use your time wisely, so you set out rain catches on the roof of the building and keep your SOS signal free of any debris to make it clear survivors are inside.
Wait, so, okay, now I have another question because they just said rainwater. So where is the most tactically, where's the best, if you're stuck here, where do you want to be stuck? Like where, like, you don't want to be in California because it's not fucking raining. You don't want to be in the middle of nowhere, really. Place with the most clouds. Do you even want the sun at all? Yeah, you want the sun in case you have to grow shit, so I'm tripping. So you don't want to be in the desert. You don't want to be in the fucking desert. Oh, Florida might low-key be comp. Yeah, Florida could be comp.
A few others from around the office building have joined in with you. You've got the start of a small group of survivors. In a disaster, it's important to keep people occupied so they don't despair or do something stupid. So you take a leadership role and assign people tasks. The first is to fashion some kind of effective weapons and protection. You can take a cue from prison inmates and use duct tape and reams of paper to fashion some pretty sturdy body armor for yourself.
That's
Infection
ass!
spreads via biting, so you make protection for your arms and legs as well. The armor can make you stiff, so you only make protection for your forearms, thighs, and chest. Just like a real soldier's body armor, you'll have to make sacrifices for mobility. No amount of body armor will stop a swarm of zombies if you're too slow or stiff to sprint or jump to safety.
Yeah.
You fashion spears out of mops and brooms.
I'm not wearing armor. Fuck no, I'm not wearing armor in a zombie apocalypse. I'm dead ass. Bro, oh my god, in the zombie apocalypse, I am going to become an elite athlete throughout the fucking journey. I'm going to be the fastest fucker in the bunch. I'm going to be able to jump as high as fucking possible. My upper body strength is going to be able to pull me up a fucking building if I need to. I am going to be so fucking physically locked in. Are you fucking kidding?
They won't do much lethal damage to the Walking Dead. They can keep them at bay pretty effectively. Sadly, there's just not much you can use for an effective weapon inside an office tower. What you really need is firearms or melee weapons.
No firearms, bro. Melee weapon. Come on! Are we... Bro, give me a fucking axe or give me a fucking bat. Don't give me the gun. The gun is too fucking loud. Give me a pistol. I'll take a pistol if I need to. Give me the axe or the fucking bat. Something, arm's reach. Whoosh, get your ass out of here. And again, the zombies out in no man's land. I'm in this motherfucker running like these up in this bit. I'm moving in this motherfucker. And they can't catch my ass.
A punch, like baseball bats and axes.
We got zombie
Those will have to
apocalypse.
wait. For now, it's better to avoid a fight altogether if
Yes.
you can help it. You place people on rotating shifts with frequent checks of the stairways
Good
that lead up
metas.
to your shelter areas. In teams of 3s, you start to scavenge the floors below you, being very...
And what you need for this to work, some of you in chat, maybe we'll draft a lineup. Maybe I'll draft my Dream Zombie Apocalypse lineup one day. If you don't have a clear-cut leader who's with the right vibes, you're fucked. You need someone who's on the ball. You need a democracy, but you need someone who understands what it takes, okay? Because if you don't have that guy, aka Lee, you're fucked. You need to have someone who can call shots and also take feedback. You need someone to say, ooh, I think we should do this. Like, I'm feeling confident. And then the fucking democracy goes, bad idea. And he goes, you know what? You might be right. You can't have a dictator, and you can't have someone who's afraid to make decisions. You got to shoot right in the middle. Like Granite Xhaka. Yes.
Careful with your progress to make sure you don't run into a situation where you can't quickly escape.
No
There are a few
dictators.
Regular zombies up here, perhaps people who changed when the mysterious phenomenon that started this nightmare struck, and they're easy to eliminate. You aim for the head out of habit from
Yes.
listening to years of popular culture, but the truth is, the rest of the body is as vulnerable too. If you shatter a zombie's leg, it can't stand up on that leg anymore.
Good meta.
If you smash its arm, it can't climb or grab you.
Good meta.
And if you break its spine, then it's stuck on the ground for good. Sure, destroying the brain is good, but breaking bones makes it incredibly difficult for a zombie.
I'm going,
to
yeah,
hurt
I
you.
don't mind the
With your
arms, I don't mind the
spears, though,
legs.
All you can really do is pin one in place while your buddy stabs it in the head. It's a good strategy for the few you run into in the tower, but you know you'll need better weapons to survive in the streets.
I disagree.
Luckily, before the electricity went out, you made sure to plot out the location of every gun shop, army surplus
I
store, and
disagree.
police
I
station.
disagree. I don't know if weapons... I don't know if you need to be running around with the most elite weapons. I'm team... Chat, you could please flame my shit if I'm wrong. I'm team run around with the weapons like that you do best with. I don't think you need... Oh, other survivors are still a threat. Yeah, I guess you're right. If you have to fight a human. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Within a few miles of you, you got a crude map and a plan. You're far ahead of the game versus other survivors. Day 7. Fires started days ago from unattended appliances, car crashes, and other minor incidents that the fire department would normally have attended to.
Oh,
However,
humans are a threat because looters. Because let's say this, for example. Let's say Moth in the chat. Let's say all you guys in the chat are on a team, right? You're all in a clan. You're a big group of you guys. And I got my guys. We're pulling up at the same Stop and Shop or the grocery store you got near you. Talking about some, yo, like, I'm gonna get the loot. And they go, fuck no. I gotta get my people right. Ba, 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 ba. Boom. Give me that fucking loot, because I'm trying to lit. Because I'm trying to live. Right?
Nobody's putting out the fires, and it's becoming increasingly dangerous to remain in your tower shelter.
I don't even know what button
Some
I
of the
just
group
hit.
doesn't want to leave, but you explain to them that if they stay, they will inevitably burn up when the fires reach the building. There's a myriad of underground services and sewage tunnels that crisscross a modern city, and you briefly consider using one of these to get around and avoid zombies. Perhaps if you or anyone in your group actually knew anything about those tunnels, like how to get into them or where they go, it might be a good idea. The reality is, though, if you don't have the first idea of how to even get into the labyrinth-like maze under your feet, you'll just have to use the streets.
Okay.
The underground garage has cars, but you have no idea where to find the keys. Besides, cars will draw attention.
Don't
and it's
cars,
best to move
no
silently
cars.
for now. The chaos outside has died down in the last few days, as the zombie all-you-can-eat buffet ran out of easy prey. You consider when to make your move. Daytime will give you much better visibility, but it will also mean the zombies have just as good
Don't go at
visibility for
night.
you.
Don't go at night. Yo, rule number fucking 1. Let me tell you guys this right now. It's okay to make plays in the daytime, because guess what happens at nighttime? There's also animals still out there that want some fucking food. Okay? So don't, daytime you can see everything a little bit easier, unless you're in a city.
Instead, you opt to move at night and make sure everyone is wearing dark clothing. Holding your spears and skirting along the edge of buildings, your first destination is a police station only 4 blocks away from your current location. Sticking to the shadows, you stay out of sight of most of the wandering zombies. The bulk of the Walking Dead have followed the initial rush of refugees out of the city. They're acting just like any predator would, simply following migrating prey.
Good.
This is a relief to you, because if not, the city would be a guaranteed death trap. There is the occasional zombie you stumble into, but it's easy to overpower 1 or 2 of them at a time.
I agree.
With your group's long spears. Arriving at the police
All
station,
right.
those obvious others have the same idea as you, as it's even been barricaded. You should have known. Luckily, the world hasn't lost all its good people, because the survivors let you in. It's not nearly as safe as your high-rise tower, despite now having access to a few leftover pistols, but it's a little further away from the encroaching fires. However,
Okay,
it's
chat.
clear-
Now I have another question. This brings up a good point. To anyone in the chat that feels that I'm speaking to you. Let's say you're the leader of a group. You bump into another guy, he's the leader of his group. He seems to be on the same timing as you. You guys see eye to eye. Are you merging clans if it's a good mesh? Or are you just kind of keeping an acquaintance, but you're like, I'm going to do my thing, you going to do your thing, but we got each other if we need it? Or are you bringing, let's say it's 5 people each side, are you bringing the 10 together? Or are you saying like, yo, listen, I got my 5, you got your 5? Like that for me is... People talk about, oh, I couldn't survive, I'd kill myself, or, oh, like, I couldn't do it. Like, people sleep on how hard that decision is, bro. Oh, bet, Sappy, let's go, bro. If this is the hardest decision to make, knowing who you can trust and when to build that merging. Because all it takes is one person to be you say 10 people. If one of those 10 people has a rough night, and they could blow it all up. They could blow it all up, man. It takes one to fuck up everything.
Clear to both you and the survivors already sheltering here that this isn't a place you can stay. Not only is the threat of being consumed by the raging fires growing closer every hour, but if you're going to survive long term, you need renewable food and water.
Fish is key.
Neither of which you can get in the heart of the
Fish
city.
and planting.
It's clear all of you have to leave.
You
But
gotta
the
go to a
question
farm.
is where? Day 9. After 2 days of deliberating, the
Farm.
group is split on how to proceed.
Farm!
Things are close now.
You're with the raid. Thank you, bro.
And you need to leave in the next 24 hours or risk burning to death. One group wants to head toward the nearest military base, hoping it's held out or been reclaimed.
No, farm.
This in and of itself isn't a bad idea.
No.
But it comes with a pretty big downside. There's bound to be thousands of other people who have the exact same idea. When all
Exactly.
you're really doing is fleeing from one large concentration of people to another, which is exactly what the zombies are also doing. If the base is held, it'll likely be
Yes,
very
sir,
secure
Brody.
at this point. Shambling zombies are simply no match versus modern military weaponry, but that's a very big if at this point. You've got another idea. You've watched infographics for years, and you know one thing about zombies that nobody else does.
Can't be in the cold. No. If you're in this kind of biome during a zombie apocalypse, I mean this respectfully, it's fucking over.
Without their hearts pumping warm blood around their bodies,
You're
zombies
so
can't handle
cooked.
cold. The moment the temperature drops to freezing, even the fastest zombie is going to be a popsicle. You try to explain that to people, that it's no different than sticking a piece of meat in the freezer, but they just don't listen to you. They're sadly too brainwashed from years of characters on TV.
Why would you go north? No, dude, you don't want snow. You can't, there's no renewable food in the snow, and there's not enough layers to go around for everyone. Someone's gonna freeze to death. There's not enough reliable food. You can ice fish, I guess, but you need to be in a biome that's like balanced. You can have colder winters, but you can't go somewhere where it's fucking freezing all the time.
Making really stupid decisions during zombie apocalypses and not doing the obvious, heading north. Agreeing to disagree, you decide to part ways. You and your group load up 2 police SUVs with supplies, mostly food, water, and gasoline. You siphon from other vehicles. Surprisingly, there's not much in the way of weapons or ammo left in the police station, probably because the cops who were here when the world went to hell took it with them as they acted on their own survival plans. Your goal is to get out of the city and head north. Survival depends on you getting as far north as you can go. Day 10. Your 2 groups wish each other luck and drive in opposite directions. The streets are a mess, but you manage to navigate past wrecks and small hordes of zombies. You wisely stay off the freeways, as they're bound to be full of traffic snarls and wrecks, and instead stick to surface streets until you can make it out of the city. Day 12. You took a full 24 hours to get out of the city thanks to having to navigate so many potential roadblocks, and there was no stopping your small convoy for anything but refueling.
Yes.
You're taking shifts driving until you're in open country. And today you raided the first gas station you came across for paper maps of the state and the North American freeway system.
Wow!
It's Alaska, and you need to get there before winter comes.
We have to get to Alaska? So we're trying to die. Bro, why the fuck would you want to be in Alaska? Literally, what's going on in Alaska?
Or you could get trapped. You're tempted to loot some of the big department stores you drive past, but wisely think twice about it. Sure, they're bound to be full of supplies, but also full of zombies. You need to get out into more rural America before you start thinking about
no people, but like, you can't be in Alaska.
Looting big box stores that could potentially be full of dozens of zombies. Day 15. You're making much better progress now thanks to your paper maps. You use them to avoid the freeways and use back roads, where the area is so free of signs of the apocalypse that you can
I'm going somewhere on the coast.
At all.
I'm going somewhere on the coast.
Come across a wreck or the signs of a family having been torn apart and eaten by the walking
I'm going
dead.
somewhere on the coast.
Still, you're out far enough from major population centers, you take the risk raiding a big box store. You've been mostly hitting small gas stations and convenience stores, but you really need to up your weapon game and it would help to get more food supplies. You enter the building as a team and in formation, no different than ancient Greek warriors would fight. You've been drilling like this during your rest breaks. One of the oldest forms of warfare in the world
zombies
has
can't
come
swim.
back, and for good reason. It works. Working together, you present a wall of spears to any zombie threat, and easily hack them to pieces without letting them get near you.
That's
those
cap!
in the first row stick their spears straight out and impale zombies on them, then step aside so those in the second row can lunge forward and deliver the killing blows with axes, hammers, or similar weapons. It's brutally
Hawaii
effective.
low-key cracked. Hawaii is low-key insanely cracked. Oh my god, if you can get Hawaii...
And you see why the ancients fought like this. The number one rule of zombie warfare is to never split up. So while it would be faster for you to investigate the store as teams, you
can't
stick
do
together.
it.
You
Yes,
manage to
smart.
score some badly needed camping equipment, a few rifles, and loads of rounds for each. You also get practical
I guess
survival
Ireland
equipment
could be
like
good
fishing
too.
poles and lures. You'll need those for your new life in the cold. Speaking of which, you make sure to snatch up any cold weather gear and first aid kits you can find. Day 25.
No, but Hawaii's good because there's nowhere to go, but that's a good thing. If you can get there, they have very plantable soil, they have tons of coconuts, they have fucking water, they have rain, they have weather. Dude, they have a bunch of fruit out there. There's probably seeds all over the place.
You've made decent time despite having to keep off major freeways.
And if you
it's
make
good
it a
because
plan to kill all the zombies on Hawaii, whether that takes 30 years or 10 or 50, if you eliminate the zombies on Hawaii, you're fucking good. You can literally rebuild. You just start fucking, respectfully. I know that's inappropriate, but it's true. You start repopulating at a decent pace. You can literally rebuild from Hawaii. You have all your draft picks.
Will soon be here, and the first snowfalls not long after that. You made it to Canada, where the situation is much the same as the US. This isn't a national crisis. The zombies don't respect any borders. Some of the group want to stop here, where the weather will be a little better than in frozen Alaska, but you know better. Bad weather is exactly why you're going as far north as you can. You need to stay far away from anywhere temperate for at least a year, maybe 2 to be safe. By that time, any reanimated flesh will have fallen apart due to decay, or zombies will simply have been eaten.
I actually don't mind this. I actually see what they're saying now. They're not talking forever. Okay. I still disagree with the Antarctica call. Or sorry, I disagree with the Alaska call. But I do like the fact that for a year, you go somewhere so remote that literally for the next 12 months, you might not see a fucking soul. I actually like that. I still don't know if I agree with Alaska, though.
By wild predators. Humans kinda suck without guns, so predators like bears, cougars, and wolves will be having a field day, gorging themselves on walking corpses. Then, a scary thought hits you.
No.
What if those animals become zombies too by eating zombie flesh? Or perhaps by getting bit while taking a zombie down?
If there's zombie animals, kiss the whole thing goodbye.
A zombie bear sends a chill down your spine and reinforces your decisions. You're going to Alaska for 2 years minimum. After that, nature should have run its course and there shouldn't be many, if any, zombies left. You continue siphoning gas from vehicles you come across.
Oh, zombie birds? No, zombie birds. Nobody lives. Nobody lives if there's zombie birds.
Take more than you need for the trip. You don't know how many vehicles you'll encounter in rural Alaska, so you'll need plenty of gas for the future. In a dry, cool environment, gasoline can last for a few years before going bad due to oxidation. So you should be fine storing it even over the winter. You do pick up plenty of fuel stabilizer though from gas stations and mechanic shops you run across, as you'll need it for storing gasoline long term. You also grab spare tires. There's a very real risk of tire rot while vehicles are kept in storage. Just ask the Russians inside Ukraine. Day 40. The journey's been a lot slower than it would normally be using freeways, but you've managed to beat the winter to Alaska. Now it's a matter of finding a good place to shelter. Luckily, coastal Alaska is full of a lot of small resort communities or clusters of cabins for tourists to rent.
If you could snipe cabins with fireplaces on the water in Alaska, I'll give you this. I think you got 2 years under your belt. I think you could do it. I think you could fucking do it. I really do. This is actually really good knowledge to have.
During the spring and summer, and the coastal waters off of Alaska are rich in all kinds of
A
edible
sneaky issue, all jokes aside, is keeping yourself clean. Like your hygiene, if there's no running water, it could be, you have to find fresh water because it's not like humans. Humans need to brush their teeth or clean their mouths. Humans have to clean themselves. If not, like, because you need your teeth, you need your fucking waffle cheese with a 7 months. You need your teeth, you need your fucking eyes to work, you need to be able to move. You gotta stay functioning, bae.
life. There's rivers everywhere, which are also teeming with fish. It's the last truly untouched place in North America, and life is abundant here. You pick a small cluster of cabins on the coast, not too far from a river, using a tourist attraction map you can find in most motels or gas stations. You also pick up plenty of canned goods that you can add to your sizable stockpile in the back of both SUVs. You never hunted before, and the last time you went fishing, you were a kid. It's going to be a huge learning curve, but one that you can pick up with time. Until then, you're going to have to supplement your diet with canned goods, especially during the long, freezing winter.
Yeah.
Humanity has thrived in every...
Why canned? Because canned goods last a long time. Like tuna, like let's see when a fucking canned tuna expires. Three to 5 years. If you get canned tuna, you got 5 fucking years with it, man.
Environment on Earth, except Antarctica, for thousands of years, though. You come from one of the greatest survival success stories in history, even if modern living has dulled your edge. If your ancestors could do it...
And think about that. If you really tap into what makes you fucking human, if you really find it out there, if all of a sudden things are clicking and you're getting primal... Just like this video is saying, humans did low-key have an ice age, have moments where they had to clutch. It's in our DNA to go get a fucking win against all odds. I think it's doable, but it takes the right group. You cannot do it alone.
Though so can you, especially with the help of modern rifles and fishing poles. As far as the zombie threat, not only is your location remote, but as predicted, when the temperature falls, the zombies you do come across in supply and scouting runs all start to slow down. Without warm blood coursing
Outdoor
through their
boys
veins,
is,
the
bro, my
zombies
roommate
get
loved
gradually
them.
stiffer and stiffer as the temperature plummets, and killing them as easy as smashing them into bits while they try to lunge at you in slow motion. It's going to be tough surviving up here in Alaska, but if anything ends up eating you here, it's going to be a bear, wolves, or Bigfoot, but definitely not a zombie. Now check out US military actually has a zombie plan, or click this other video instead.
I feel like I just learned a lot. So chat, moral of the story if any of you guys in here, if a zombie apocalypse happens, dude, if y'all are the issue in a group, I don't even care that Twitch won't even be a thing. I'll feel in my heart that y'all let me down. I'll feel in my heart that y'all let me down, dude. Because what we just learned is it takes a good group. You can't be the fuck that just is selling. You can't. And this is an absolute fact here. I think people would be more of a threat than zombies. Dude. Imagine taking a sicko right now. A sicko. Boom. Zombie apocalypse. They're still a sicko. You need the right group.